something wrong. I stood there with my wife, Patty, and my son, Wendell, puzzled. This night, election night, 1972, should have been the proudest of my life. Certainly a victory party was called for, the landslide re-election of Richard Nixon to the presidency of the United States. Nothing was amiss about the setting. The high-ceilinged, ornate ballroom of Washington's Shoreham Hotel was packed with distinguished gray-suited men, elegant ladies in rich furs, yet the picture was out of focus. Something wrong. I stood there thinking that, unlike any celebration I had attended in 20 years in politics, there was no air of triumph here. The faces before us were unsmiling, looking, in fact, disappointed, and even imposed upon. Around the big boards, where the continuing returns were posting record-breaking margins for Nixon, there was scarcely a ripple of excitement. My mind went back to the comparable scene 4 years before at the Waldorf in New York. What a contrast! That 1968 victory party had been alive, high drama indeed. I recalled the scene so vividly. The Waldorf ballroom jammed with eager young people who had worked so hard for months to oust the Democrats. All that long night, as the brass ring neared their grasp, the excitement mounted until the sweet smell of victory filled the air. As the vote count on the big boards edged up, precinct by precinct, how they oohed and sighed and laughed and slapped one another on the back and roared their approval. But tonight, Patty turned to me. "What's wrong, Chuck? You're so quiet." "I don't know what's wrong. Just exhausted, I guess." With a nod and a gesture, I indicated the throng pushing and shoving 4 deep around the bar. "The only thing these people seem to care about is the free booze." "Let's walk around," Wendell suggested. "See what people are saying." In only 2 weeks as a campaign volunteer, Wendell had learned a lot. Now he sought further insights to take back to his political science course at Princeton. And I wanted insights too. In the VIP area, the comments were gripping ones. Where was Nixon? Shouldn't their $25,000 contributions entitle them to at least a handshake on election night? Then we were cornered by Senator Bob Dole, the Republican national chairman. Angrily, he jabbed his finger at me. The president didn't even mention the committee in his speech. After that, a group of dour-faced party hangers-on surrounded us. "I want to see you about my job," one old stalwart said unsmilingly as he clutched my arm. None of the other senior White House staffers were there, and in minutes I was being swamped with requests. No, I wasn't imagining the sour mood, but something was also wrong in me. My insides were as deadened as the air in the room and the slow beat of the music. My lack of exhilaration made no sense. Being part of electing a president was the fondest ambition of my life. For 3 long years I had committed everything I had, every ounce of energy to Richard Nixon's cause. Nothing else had mattered. We had had no time together as a family, no social life, no vacations, so why could my tongue not taste the flavor of this hour of conquest? Just then my little beeper, the radio receiver that I snapped to my belt whenever I was out of telephone reach, went off. There was a shrill whistle. Then, as I lifted the gadget to my ear, came the command, "Colson, Colson, report to the White House operator." It was the president. He wanted me at once in his office, the operator said when I called in. A limousine sped Patty, Wendell, and me through the darkness, past nearly deserted Rock Creek Park to downtown Washington, and at last through the iron gates to the White House grounds.